A blessed Wednesday morning, our dear students. Let's take this day as another clean slate of opportunity to learn science. I'm Ma'am Jan Gallarmo, your grade 11 science teacher for today. This pandemic has brought not just biological impact, but environmental impact as well. Every time that we had the opportunity to come out from the comfort of our home, we noticed some changes in our surroundings, specifically the common human waste, like the less number of plastic cups, bags, bottles, may it be recyclable or non-recyclable. Less air pollution, like emitted carbon gas from the private or the public vehicles, specifically jeepney and buses. Okay? Unfortunately, there are other kinds of waste that took their place. And that will be our topic for today. Our most essential learning competency for today is about explaining or how to explain the different types of waste that affects people's health and the environment. We have two objectives for this lesson. One is for us to categorize the different types of waste based on its various materials and resources. Two is to explain how different types of waste affects people's health and the environment. Look at this picture. Are you familiar with this place? Yes. This is the Payatas Dam site, where most of the waste from Metro Manila are being dumped here. Okay. Now we have three categories of waste. I have here some pictures. I want you to classify them accordingly. Okay. I'm going to give you 5 seconds for each picture. You just have to write your answer in the comment box. Let's start. First picture. Timer starts now. Okay, time is up. Obviously, yes, you're right. This is an example of liquid waste. Next picture. Okay, let's have 5 seconds again. You write your answer in the comment box. Timer starts now. Okay, your time is up. So the answer here is obviously solid waste. Next picture. Let's start the timer again. Yes, obviously you're right. That is an example of gaseous waste. Now, this is how we define the gaseous waste, the solid waste. Okay, they are categorized into three. Okay, one, the solid waste are the useless and unwanted substances discarded by the human society. This include the urban waste, the industrial, agricultural, biomedical, and the radioactive waste. Okay? While the liquid waste, they are generated from the washing, flashing, manufacturing process of industries that are called liquid waste. Last, and they are also called the sewage. Okay? The most common practice is to discharge it on the ground, the nalas, rivers, and other water bodies, often without any treatment. Okay? You also have the gaseous waste. Okay? These waste are released in the form of gases from the automobiles, the factory, the burning fuels, and it gets mixed with the atmosphere. Okay, next. Okay, these are examples of those gaseous waste. It includes carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, ozone, and methane. Okay. Other than the categories of waste, waste are also classified into four. Okay, we have the urban, again, the industrial, the commercial, and the agricultural waste. We are going to differentiate these four, okay, accordingly. Now, same with what we had a while ago, I also have some pictures and list of waste materials here. What I want you to do is to identify them. You classify them among these four. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. Another 5 seconds is given to you. Okay, so these are list of what? You choose among those four. Timer starts now. Okay, that's nice. Very good. These are examples of materials that are under the urban or the municipal waste. Okay, next. Are you ready for another 5 seconds? Okay, timer starts now. Don't forget to write your answers at the comment box. Okay, very good. These are examples of industrial waste. Next, last two. Timer starts. Nowadays, these are the common waste, no? These are under the commercial waste or the biomedical waste. Last, 5 seconds. Yes. Timer starts. So your answer is agricultural. Municipal solid waste. Okay? The waste collected from the residential houses, markets, streets, and other places are mostly in the urban areas and disposed of by municipal bodies are called municipal solid waste or the MSW. Okay? So in general, the urban solid waste are called refuse. The industrial waste, which are categorized into two, the non-hazardous waste and the hazardous waste. So basically, these hazardous waste are made up of metal, chemicals, drugs, and the rest of the liquid industrial waste. Okay, commercial waste, which came from the mining activities and radioactive substances. Okay, part of the mining waste are the waste generated by the mining activities to disturb the physical, chemical, and biological features of the land and atmosphere. Okay, next, we have the radioactive substances, the biomedical waste, okay, which are again categorized into three: biodegradable, non-biodegradable, and then the hazardous. Okay, so we have again biodeg, non-biodeg, and then the hazardous waste. So basically, the hazardous waste are made up of chemical, biological, and explosive radioactive waste. Next. This hazardous waste has three categories or has three classes. We have corrosiveness, ignitability, reactivity, and toxicity. Okay? This ignitability has something to do with what they call this, the exceeding temperature, which is about 60 degrees Celsius. Okay? Such fires not only present immediate dangers but can spread harmful particles over the wide area. Those are the characteristics of waste that are ignitable. Okay. We also have corrosiveness. Okay. This comprises mostly of acidic or alkaline waste. They corrode other materials. Okay. Reactivity and the toxicity. This toxicity are the waste that release toxins, poisonous substances, pose hazards to human health and the environment. Okay? So I have here another example. So what I want you to do is to identify, okay, if it is A, commercial, or B, agricultural. So you can simply answer it. You write down the letter of your choice. Okay. So obviously this one is commercial and hazardous. Yes, we are basically referring to the face shield. Next, we have here packages that has the bubble wrap. So if we're to categorize them, you choose between the two. Is it municipal, non-biodegradable? Or is it industrial and non-hazardous? Okay, so obviously, these are municipal and non-biodegradable. Okay. Now, going back to this one, This is the second to our objective. We have to know the impact of waste accumulation or the impact of waste in the human health, basically. Okay? So these are the examples. One is the spoilage of the landscape. Okay? Second, we have pollution. Now, there are different kinds of pollution, okay, caused by this waste. Okay? One, we have the degradation of land, pollution of drinking water, destruction of the aquatic life, okay? Degradation of the ground and surface water, used for irrigation and industries. And then number five, the improper disposal of waste cause soil, air, and water pollution. So as I have said a while ago, these are some of the health hazards or the impact of this waste in the human activities or in the human health. Okay? So one, we have the toxic carbon monoxide, the sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, ozone that can seriously affect the pulmonary functions. Okay? We have lead that cause blood formation of the organs. We have pesticides and radiations. We also have metal dust. And then in mining operation, we have the silica and the dust that cause pneumoconiosis. Okay? Next, another health hazard or another impact of waste in health, okay? One, we have the impact of land pollution on human health. Two, we have the several agrochemicals like the DDT or the arsenic. Number three, we have some rodenticides, okay? These are actually used to kill the different kinds of pests that may cause health hazards. Number four, we have ethylene dichloride, okay? And then the other kinds of accumulation of waste in terrestrial life, okay? We have the many toxic chemicals, the pesticide again, and then the exposure to high concentration of pollutants. Three, we have crops that shows reduced productivity and yield. The quality of plant nutrients is also decreased, okay? Some highly toxic chemicals lead to genetic disorders in animals. Okay, next we have the impact of accumulation of this waste in fresh water. Okay, number one, the toxic waste reaching the water bodies badly disturb the aquatic life. Number two, the sewage of the cities is often drained into the rivers, which is dangerous to flora and the fauna of the human life. Okay, those are the impact in the fresh water. Number three, we have the accumulation of waste into canals. Number four, we also have some pollutants. For example, we have the heavy metals like the cyanides, and then the several organics and inorganic compounds that are harmful to the aquatic organisms. Okay? So again, these four are the impact of waste accumulation on fresh water. Okay, next. Let's have the impact of waste accumulation on marine life. These are the impacts of waste accumulation in marine life. One, the growth of marine algae is affected. So as we all know, algae is one source of energy, okay, in our ecosystem. Number two, we have massive oil spills not only that may spoil the innumerable beaches and estuaries, but also cause widespread damage to the marine life. Okay, we have here the herbicides. Okay, we have here the one that is responsible for the development or the destruction of the mangroves, and then we also have the thermal and then the radioactive pollution. Okay, last here we have here some of the government regulation that controls the improper waste disposal. So this government regulations actually aids in keeping those waste in its proper place or in controlling those waste. So one, we have the Republic Act number 9003, which is an act providing for the ecological solid waste management program. So this is the main function of this Republic Act. Okay. So we also have other description here on how the government control the improper waste disposal. Okay. Then authorized removal of recyclable material, establishment, operation of the open dumps, importing toxic waste, misrepresented as recyclable or with recyclable content. Okay? Yan. And lastly, part of it is the operation of waste disposable facility or disposal facility on any aquatic groundwater reservoir or watershed area. Okay? So, here is the last part of our discussion. Let's see, what have you learned? Okay? So, what we're going to do here is we're going to write down the negative word if the statement here has bad effect on a person's health. Then you write positive if vice versa. So again, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to answer the following. I have 5 items here. So number 1, petroleum components can affect the blood-forming organs, the brain, teeth, bones, and etc. Is it a negative or a positive? Timer starts now. Okay, so obviously this one is the negative effect or the bad effect. Number 2, okay, is this a positive or a negative effect? Positive to human or negative statement for human. Okay, so timer starts now. You're right. Yes. So it is also negative. Number 3, let's have another 5 seconds. Okay, another negative one. And then number 4. So obviously, okay, it may cause many disorders and death. Obviously, this is again another bad effect. And then last, okay, the DDT. Your answer is also correct, so that's the negative effect or the negative. So for questions and clarifications, you may ask your subject teachers during the follow-up discussion. So again, this has been Ma'am Jen Guillermo. Have an amazing day. Thank you.